Hi and welcome to Gamers Web. My name is Mark and today we're going to carry on our look at the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Mortal Realms magazine from the guys at Hachette Partworks and Games Workshop. This magazine is quite new. This is issue 3 and like its sister magazine Warhammer 40,000 Conquest, this builds up over 80 issues to give you 2 complete forces to fight against plus terrain. Okay, so before I look at the magazine, quick report on last week. Last week we got the Miamon Banshees. And what I'm trying to do with each week is just basically do all of the Night Haunt figures from the previous week. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, all done using contrast paints and all tabletop ready. They're not like perfect. I need to work on the bases, but it's a start. Okay, so let's jump forward. And those of you new to the channel will know that I'm still quite new to Age of Sigmar, and I'm learning this as I'm going along, the same as a lot of new people. This magazine is predominantly aimed at new players. It's not aimed specifically at seasoned veteran players, more at new players to get them into the hobby. Okay, so this number 3 comes with a sprue of Castigators and a Gryh-Hound. Now, the Castigators, they're all push fit. The Castigators are the 3 guys here. Is it 3? Yeah, 3 guys, and then there's 1 Gryh-Hound, so 4 figures altogether, and they come with the ready terrain bases. Miniatures look really nice, lots of great detail on them. I like the Gryh-Hound. The Gryh-Hounds look brilliant, and they've all got these big ballistars type guns. Okay, so let's have a look what we get. So tells you how to paint up Stormcast Eternals and playthrough of shooting, and also what I neglected to say, this issue also comes with a pot of Retributor Armour paint, which I totally forgot about. So you get the miniatures and a pot of paint. Okay, so as always we'll look what's coming next. So in issue 4 we have a pot of nickel oxide paint, which is amazing paint, and then we get a squad of 4 of these Glaive Wraith Stalkers miniatures. And then in issue 5 we get Zandiria Azure Bolt. She's a miniature that's unique to this magazine. The only way you can get this miniature is by buying this magazine. So the issue 5 is going to be very, very popular. And I think issue 7 and 8 is Mausoleum. I'm not exactly sure, but I think that's where it goes. Okay, so let's look forward. We've got our usual bump about subscribing to the magazine, which we seem to get all the time. And then we have our first proper look at the Stormhost from the Stormcast Eternals. These are the armoured shells that contain the spirits of hero warriors who have died in battle, and Sigmar basically puts them in this armour. Some of them are actually, as far as I'm aware, they can take the armour off, because some of the figures like that, Azura, Stormbolt, whatever her name is, she's actually got a face. She's not just got a helmet on, she's actually got facial features. So I would imagine that underneath that there is armour, there is a person underneath it. But I could be wrong, because I'm still getting used to this. Okay, so then we have the various factions. So we've got the Hammers of Sigmar, which is the most popular one, the gold and blue. Stormblood Guard, Sons of Malice, Sons of Gladys, and Maelstrom of Light. And then Hammers of Sigmar. So this basically tells us a little bit about these guys. They were first Stormhost to be hurled into the mortal realms. Hammers of Sigmar bleed and die every day in the name of Sigmar, and they die and they just come back to life again. And then the Conclaves of the Armour of Sigmar. This is coming apart. So we've got Prosecutors, Liberator Prime, Liberator, Judicator, and Decimator and Retributor and Protector. Okay, Castigators, which is what the miniatures that come with this. These guys fire explosive bolts with the huge ballistars. And Here's some lovely miniatures painted up. And then Night Haunt processions. So this is basically after the Necro quake, the Night Haunt attacked the living in a blind rage. Nagash appointed a new commander for his forces in the Lady Oleander Mortiarch of the Gryph. Thanks to her great power, Nagash is able to order his ghostly armies wherever they are needed. So she's one of the characters that we're going to be getting, I think, in a few weeks' time. And yeah, I think it's her. There's one of the characters which is an Undead one. Ghostly Procession. So this is basically the hierarchy of the way it works. So Miramon we got last week, and where are we? Chain Rasps we got in issue 1. Glaive Wraith Stalkers we're going to be getting next week, and we'll eventually get things like the Karn Wraiths and the Grimghast Reapers, and I think we also get the Hex Wraiths, the ones that are riding on the Undead horses. So how to build and assemble your Castigators and Gryh-Hound. Very, very important details here. If you're new to using miniatures, you really need to get yourself a pair of clippers. Try and get a good pair of clippers. That way you can get close to the actual edges of the miniatures without actually damaging the miniature. If you just pull them off the bases, they're going to break. And as always, we've got a simple exploded step-by-step assembly instructions. Then we have got something that's really, really important. Opening paints. Now, it's very, very important, this, because not a lot of people who've been painting even for a long time kind of neglect this. These pots of paint are designed to stand upright, like that. And you shake it up before you use it, like that. Okay, so a good shake, and you might even stir it if you want. Open it by firmly grasping at the bottom, and then just pop the top open, and there we have the paint all mixed at the top. But here's a tip. What you can do is if you push this down like that, there's a little clip at the back. It will actually, I don't know if I can actually show you without spilling paint everywhere, but there's a little clip here. Once that little clip actually clicks down, the paint lid won't go back down again until you actually click it with an audible click. And this basically just tells you how to actually use your paint. Good thing to actually do when you're new to painting is to thin your paints. Try to make it so it's not too thin, but the consistency, a little bit like milk is what you're looking for. You don't want it too thick. If it's too thick, it'll mask all your detail. If it's too thin, it'll just be watery and it'll either pool off or it won't paint properly. And follow the instructions in the magazine. That'll give you loads and loads of tips and really help. So how to paint your miniatures. Now, for some reason, these are cast in grey, where the ones in issue 1 were cast in gold. I don't know if they're going to be doing that alternating or whatever. So it's quite important to actually undercoat your miniatures. You can undercoat using the Corax white you got in issue 2, or you can undercoat them using a spray if you have access to one. If you're a young gamer and you want to undercoat your figures, you're probably better off getting an adult to give you a hand, because sprays can be quite messy to use and don't smell very nice. And so basically what we're doing with issue 2 and issue 3 is we're just painting the miniatures in one base colour. So they're all being painted gold, whereas the Banshees were all painted white in the last issue. They were painted with a Corax white. So this is reinforcements. This is talking about the actual game mechanics itself. And then we're going into the game itself and how to actually use the bursts of Celestial Energy and rolling to hit, the Chain Rasp attack, the Gryph-Hound attacks, all step by step. And it goes along, and there's a war scroll for your Castigators and your Gryph-Hound, and then there's also the war scroll at the back for the Chain Rasp horde as well. And that's the end of the issue. Right, so not bad magazine. I'm going to look forward to reading it, and I'll leave some notes in my review when I put my review up on Gamers Web. If you're new to the channel, I'm still giving away a copy of issue 1. That'll be drawn at random on Valentine's Day. which is only a couple of weeks away. And if you want to get that, just follow the instructions that are in this video down at the bottom and follow the links. If you're on Facebook, check out the Mortal Realms fan group on Facebook. It's quite a good one. You'll find a lot of hints and tips on hunting, and there's a lot of cool folk there, and it's quite a non-toxic atmosphere, because some of the groups on Facebook tend to be a bit toxic, and they're very welcoming to new gamers as well. Right, so that's a look at issue 3. Hopefully next week we'll have a good look at issue 4. And as always, I've been Mark. Thank you for tuning in to Gamers Web, and we'll hopefully catch you soon. Have a great day.